everyone. My name is Rishan. Today we are going to talk about GameStop stocks case. This is my outlines here. First of all, I will introduce the case and generate the problems, and then I will set the goals after that. This is the structure of my analysis. I have three assumptions here. In the end, I will give some insights and recommendations. Let's look at the case. There's a stock war existing between the institutional investors and the retail investors. They game on the brand named GameStop, which is really, very really famous of selling entertainment equipments and video games all around the world. Recently, almost 140 or 50% of the GameStop's public float has been sold short, and the rush to buy shares to cover those positions as the price rose causes to rise even further. The short squeeze was initially and primarily triggered by user of the subreddit aka WallStreetBets, an internet forum on the social news web Reddit. Although a number of the hedge funds also participated. Why has it happened? Actually, I have to mention two basic ways to earn the money from purchasing the stock. The regular one is that investors buy the stock at a lower price and sell it at a higher price. So the gap between them is the margin. The other one we call it short sale. In short sale, an investor borrows security and hopes to make profit by buying an equal number of shares later at a lower price to replace the borrowed securities. The sale of the stock, however, as accomplished through a short sale, entails unlimited downside risk, since the price of the security could continue rising indefinitely. Um, in the GameStop's case, the institutional investor took the high risk to make the short sale because most of the people have good memories when they were young and they are really loyal customers. So the brand got quite a lot of supporters. Due to the influence of the Wall Street bets, many new retail investors who like the brand bought the stock so as to let it survive. Like I said before, the institutional investors had to add much money on the stock in this tough situation to avoid of of the loss. So backwards and the forward, like this, several times the price of the stock is increasing from $3 to $300 more or less gradually. We as analysts, we need to analyze the comments that the user wrote in the forum to see if there's a signal to predict the stock price change. So I have three assumptions based on the problems. Let's look at my first one. The red line above means the number of negative words, while the blue one stands for the positive words. We can find out that most of the time, the amount of the negative words are larger than positives. Then I try to join the stock table by date to see if there's a relation among the stock change, positive word and negative words. I use the column named close price minus the open price to check the trends. True means the price increasing. On the contrary, false stands for the stock price decreasing. It's really hard to find the relations from this image. Then I check the polarity of the comments of the specific date. As a result, there are some basic rules that if the polarity of the comments is negative, the price will drop. When the polarity is positive, the price increases. Um, while some of them represent differently, not all the comments based on the regular rules. So my first assumption, like the polarity of the comments influence the stock price changing on the specific days, might be wrong. So just a quick check of the positive words and negative words. I take the date of 2020, March 25th as an example, to show there are many sensitive words in both lists. Let's move on my second assumption. I submit the data into 4 stages based on the stock price. In general, the price of the stock is keeping increasing as a trend. So people should have different sentiments in different stages. From the price, $4 to $6 to $10 to $100, from left to right, people show the sentiment of joy, sadness, dislike, calmness, and enthusiasm most. Then people feel anxiety and fear, and feel less enthusiasm. When it goes to $100 to $300, people keep feeling joy, anxiety, and fear at the same time. The sentiment of love and liking increases, which means people are engaged and amuse themselves in this battle. When the price goes to $300 above, the basic shape of the sentiment rate hasn't changed a lot, but people have more hope feeling on the stock price of the game stocks. Finally, we assume some key positive and negative words would influence the stock price increasing. I made several words cloud based on different stages of the stock price. Before I do that, I just delete some dirty words like the F initial letter stuff from F or initial letter stuff from S, just to avoid the mistakes over there. Some of them are positive, some of them are negative. I made a matrix table to make it clear. In this matrix table, some words are representative and show many times. Once these keywords appear in the forum, there's a signal that the price of the stock may change very soon. In the end, I have some insights and recommendations to share with you. First of all, the polarity of the comments doesn't take a toll on the stock price. Need to pay more attention to the negative words and the positive words in the comments instead only focusing on the polarity. Secondly, people have different sentiments when the price of the stock increases. We can prejudge the price moving trends based on the analysis segments of the comments. Thirdly, uh, fidelity, love, hedge, loss, risk, retard. These words show the single signal of price changing. I have to mention that both of them may influence the increasing of the stock price. For instance, like negative sentence would encourage people to increase the purchase of stock uh, to keep the stock valuable. So if the institutional investors don't want to lose, so they need to add more money on it, which means the price of the stock will increase for sure. These three are my insights and recommendations. That's all for my presentation. Thank you for your watching.